Hey, so our next video, we're working on some rotation of objects. We're working on shearing and transforming. So we already kind of did a rotation working with the rotation tool with the basketball court right there, and then we copied it together. But here's some other ways to rotate objects. So what we're going to do is go to Artboard 1, Artboards 1. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a Alt or Command drag on this basketball so it fits right there. Click on the basketball, Alt or Option drag, kind of where it's right there. I'm going to kind of just nudge it over. And I'm just using my arrow keys to nudge. So now we're going to rotate it. Now if we're going to zoom in a little, and if we click our cursor just outside the box, it kind of is a curved, and this should be familiar. A lot of programs do this, and we'll just take it to 15. The best we can, and just a quick nudge. Now we're going to do an option drag to this shape here. Awesome. And now we're going to take the rotate tool, keyboard shortcut R, or it's right under the reflect tool. And what we're going to do is just move it about 15. And as you can see, it's kind of tricky, and do the best you can to rotate it. And we may want to nudge it up so that black isn't visible underneath. We're going to do one more option drag. And while this shape is selected, we're going to take the rotation tool and just double click it to open it up here, and we can do a precise rotation. Awesome. And now we've done some rotation with the basketballs. So now we're going to shear an object. So we're going to go back to 3, back to back, and we're going to take artwork 2, select it all, do a copy, and go to artwork 3. We're going to select this basketball. We're going to hide it for now so we can see our area, and we'll bring it back later. So object, hide, selection, or command 3. We're going to select, make sure we're on 3, and just do command V, and it's going to paste it in to about the center. If it's not in the center, you can do a line to artboard, align horizontal center, and what we're going to do is we're going to shift it up, we're going to click and drag up to its approximately, the measurement label is -1.5. So I'm clicking, holding down the shift key, dragging up, and look at that dy, so it's -0.5. 1.5. And now we're going to kind of take this end, these two right here, so they're kind of tilted out so they fit really nice to N2. Zoom in a little. We're going to click and we're going to ungroup it because the whole thing is grouped right now, which helped us move it, but we need to ungroup it. So we're going to go to Object, Ungroup. Click on one and one's box, but not the type, just the box. And we're going to open up the shear tool, which is under the scale tool, and we're going to try, and we're going to do is pick a point. We can click there at anchor point. You can see that blue. And if we move it, we want it to be around point -7. As you can see, it's really hard to do to get it just right. So there's a simpler way. So we're just going to do a Command Z to undo it. Take our selection tool, make sure this box is selected, and while it's selected, we're going to double click the shear tool on our tools panel. We're going to make sure it's actually 170, and if we have our preview checked, we can see it fits really nicely there. We're going to take our selection tool, click on N3, double click on our shear tool, and make this -170, click in our, and as you can see, it's made it really nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this and put it underneath. So we're going to just copy the boxes. You can shift, click, or you can kind of do a click and drag. We're in an object group, or Command G to group those boxes only, not the text. We're going to take our rotate tool, we're going to double click, and actually we're going to hit cancel. We're going to take our cursor, while our shapes are selected, our grouped shapes, and we're going to take our cursor over to center. And see where it says center, to the right of my cursor is where I want to just click, and we are going to Option click. Actually, okay, so we're gonna hover where it says center. We're gonna Option click to open up the dialog box and do 180. And we've only had one piece selected. So I think we went back too many times. That's okay. Select our objects, group, rotation tool where it's center, Option click, 180. But instead of pressing OK, we're going to do copy, so we have them both there. Took us a few tries to get it right, just because we were clicking on the wrong things and trying to jump ahead. And we're going to do a Command S. And we're going to scroll our artwork down. And we have this huge basketball shape right here. And we're going to transform it. And our free transform is in our tool panels, just under the shear tool right there. And it has this dialog box. This one constrains proportions, kind of like when we scale things and hold shift or use that lock key. This one is free transform, perspective distort, and free distort. Definitely play with these on your own time to see how you can take a regular shape like a triangle or a rectangle and push it past the traditional like gridded triangle. So we're going to take our free transform tool, and if you notice when we move it over, it kind of changes the cursor to, this is kind of like a pointed crosshair. It's in the corners. It's got this rounded arrows over here. So we're going to take it to the left corner, and we're just going to click and drag to the right. We're going to press Option as we drag so it changes both sides. And we want the width approximately 3.7. And we're just shortening it up quite a bit. If it's not exact, that's okay. And next we're going to rotate on a specific point. So we're doing more rotation, just in a different way. So we're going to double click our rounded arrows there, and as you can see, we have a teal sort of rotator point. And we're going to take it to the right corner and just rotate it holding down shift. And we just flipped our basketball court. So it goes from left to right to up and down. Now we're going to drag the width of our basketball court to 7.7. So it's kind of shrunken out. We want it to be really wide. So we're just taking one corner. We're not holding down shift or anything, but we're taking to 7.7. Awesome. Now it's super wide. We're going to do a perspective distort. We're going to click on the edges and we're going to hold down shift. So those top two will be changed at the same time, kind of like when we hold down option. And we want it to match the image and the text. I kind of like to do it where the wideness goes into the basketball hoop of the basketball center part. So now it's nice and wide in the center. So we're going to kind of zoom out and we're just going to click and drag it to our artwork on one. We're going to do object, arrange, send backward, maybe about twice. Send backward. Awesome. Maybe I'm going to move it over a bit. Right there is fine. So our next step is to add text. So we're going to make that a different video. So we're just do Command S. Typically, if you were following the book, you would be done by now, but we have an extra step, and that's going to be within our next video.